Yeah, I'm going to take my cannula off. It looks like I have a mustache. That's my oxygen, and I'll put it on in a minute. But you can't tell my surroundings, but I'm not in the hospital, and I'm in a hospice, and I haven't had much interaction with anybody, but it's like a bedroom. And let's see if I can kind of turn and show you. There's nice little furniture, nice bed, it's a beautiful bathroom. It's got a lazy boy in the corner. It's got this. It's got the dressers. There's the bathroom. And on the other side, facing me, is a big TV. And so it's like a bedroom. And I just shaved, so, and I sweat a lot with all this curly. And I wanted to share that I'm here at the nursing home, or it's a nursing home, but it's a skilled nursing facility. And it's set up really nicely. The name of it is called La Pasada. Pasada. I have to look up that name. I think it means a female posse, I would think. And, or nursing, skilled nursing, female nursings. And, yeah, how nice. I'm out of the hospital, but I'm still in the position where I can't, I have to put this back on. It's hard to breathe without the oxygen. I'm still within, the parameters of bone marrow and infiltration. But, the good news is that I did talk to my brother Rick, and, turns out they've been watching my videos. So I'm the real cruel monster that turned out to be. Because, I've said bad things about Rick's wife, and of course I said bad things about my sister behaving the way she did, and said bad things about Rob for not stepping up as the executor, but I understand now. It's expensive traveling across the country to take care of things, but the cruel nature of it, they needed a monster somehow, and I think about that day with my mom, but we set that aside, and he called me back, and he would love to take my mom's china cabinet back and the Haskell books, my genealogy book and other books that I collected, anything that's personal, because that would be legacy stuff. And legacy has to do with their children. So um, then my brother Rob called, and he heard, and he was as kind as can be, but he's admitted that he's been watching the videos, but only clips to hear certain things. And I'm a cruel person. I'm a cruel person because I didn't understand what was going on, and I still don't need to. I want to share a secret. I want to share a secret about the Lord, about the kingdom in heaven. And that's more important right now. And I'm glad that my brother Rick is open to receive. And I'm sure that he'll come see me one day as he can, because he just came out of surgery himself with having his pancreas removed. He had pancreatitis. So that means no lifting. He's going to have to get friends to do the china cabinet, but he was worried that Jeff might give him trouble because I talked bad about Jeff. I talked bad about everybody. I talked bad about Fleck. I talked bad about this person, that person. And it's only because I need to exercise the spirit that we're all bad in our capacity of our understanding of the truth. And I totally believe that anyone that comes from a broken family will produce a broken family. And that's not how my mother raised us. It's how my father raised us. And to honor the mother and the father, I do so through my own mother and her fathers without worshiping their gods. I don't honor the gods of my fathers through my mother's line. Now, as far as my father's line, the incubus to the succubus, my brothers and my sister will never understand that. what I saw with my own eyes puts within me the ability to be made self-evident. And anybody that's the product of incest would be exactly like my father is. And my brother could verify that he was cruel right up to the very end. Very cruel. And they kept him medicated to where he couldn't feel any emotion, and he died at home. And he is cremated, surprisingly. I'm shocked that he had a place, Fort Bliss, as a retired, E6. He had a place where he could be buried in a casket and get the flag in the house and all that. But he didn't go that route. They cremated him. So, and the ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I truly believe in that. That if you want to be consumed by God, then be cremated. And it's not what you eat that you become, it's what eats you. So the heavenly fire was God himself, you became God. And God will become crueler and crueler and crueler based on the fact of what is placed in the altar, that it should appear within his belly, that he would lash out at such a thing that's coming at him with his belly aches, probably be Jupiter, the Jupiter menace. Anyways, you can see that was a documentary proving the fact that global warming is not man-made. It's the whole soul body that's warming up. It's the sun and its cycle. Now, the secret that I want to reveal, see how I can speak and talk. Naturally, with the oxygen, I can't do it without the oxygen at this point. And it's going to get progressively worse real fast. So I'm in the right place. I feel very comfortable. It feels like a home setting. I can decorate my room as needed. And I can put my laundry basket here. They do laundry. They'll take care of me. It's a beautiful thing. I managed to go in and shave myself. With Jeff's help, he wheeled me in there. And I have a bedside commode. Yeah, so I don't have to go very far. And there's a shower available for me to take a shower. But we're going to leave my port in place and we'll change it every 7 days. I feel confident that they can handle that. And it's just a shame that because I have to take some IV antibiotics and there'll be no more sticking. And I showed you my arm. I guess you could see it. It was all wasted. And that's just from one needle. The last thing I made. So, it's funny because I was just watching Jennifer, whatever her name is. And I've always thought that she was cruel too. And she's arrogant. And she did a testimony video admitting that, this is what's made her to be who she is. I can accept that as long as you don't project. But she's the no more wire coat hanger girl. Yeah, she is. I'm itchy because I took some Afrin. It turns out that my bloody nose would stop instantly. And I hope you could learn this, that if you have a bloody nose that won't stop, some people go to Afrin, one squirt, and it stops. Now, why didn't the hospital know this? They needed me to bleed out for over 4 days in order for Medicaid to qualify me for the platelets, and they needed to get the platelets in me so that I can stop bleeding internally, and then I qualify for look at that. I qualify for blood transfusion. So I had a blood transfusion last night, and which is literally going to save my life. So I'm glad about the Afrin, finding out about that. But you notice I'm itching because I'm allergic to steroids. Yeah, so they gave me steroids, and even though I'm allergic, it's going to help slow down the progression. And so I don't have to lose my hair. So I don't know if it'll grow out straight. I don't think it's going to do it. And you can see I have some internal mouth sores on the inside, and then you can see where I've been biting my lip, and it's all scarred. So I have to be very careful. And but here's the secret. In the Bible, it says that the Lord, well, let's say start here. In the Bible, it says that children can simply walk into the gates of the kingdom of heaven. And I know why, because they can be angry without hatred. So they're not a hypocrite. A child cannot be a hypocrite. Now, after discernment, if they're not careful, they can play that game and become the hypocrite right off the bat. And then another part of the Bible says that he shall turn our stony hearts into fleshly hearts. Yeah. And that's that motion of forgiveness. It's thou shalt forgive those who trespass against you so that they can do this likewise. Now, I'm in a forgiveness mode and I'm asking their forgiveness. I'm not asking for their forgiveness. I'm forgiving them and they don't have to say they're sorry. No, that's not what it's about. And that's the gift. Because now I'm in a forgiveness mode that I forgive all those who trespassed against me to destroy me or hurt me or harm me, that I can forgive them no matter who they were. And it's through that forgiveness that I'm in the forgiveness mode, that my heart is opening up in an emotional base. And I realize that the actual gates to the kingdom are opening with every person I forgive. And what's opening? The gates to the kingdom of heaven are within. It's your heart. It's your heart. And for those who can't do this, and everybody should reach that measurement of their death, that they're able to do it, or they're living, so that when they walk up to the gates of the kingdom, the door's wide open. You just walk in. And then or the gates are shut, and when you get there, you knock, and he'll open the door and let you in, and you can sup with him. And if you don't, you can knock all you want, and he's going to tell you, go away, I did not know you. Yeah, I did not know you. So the motion that I'm in is the healthiest portion of what needs to be done. And that is to keep the family unit as my mother would have raised us as a whole, because her family never broke apart. And she made sure of that. She was the hub. And his family just fell apart because it never was a family. It took he was estranged from his own brother for 30 years before he came to visit for the motion of forgiveness without expecting to forgive me. But his brother is the one that received the fleshly heart for what he did, reconciled. Whereas my dad, to the very end, my brother could verify that he was cruel and punishing all the way to the end. They kept him at home, drugged, and he would come out and visit every so often and then say cruel things and go to bed until it was over. Yeah, that's the secret to it. You don't seek forgiveness except for through the Lord to offer forgiveness to others. I forgive them. For what truth they hold, I forgive them. And my brother got to hear that. And it wasn't about um, them saying, I'm sorry, or seeking forgiveness. That's not necessary. But they do need to hear the secret about the kingdom of heaven is within. And it's our heart, and we need to open it so that he knows us. And then within the capacity of honoring the mother and the father, I honor my mother through Haskell, and I honor her fathers without honoring the gods of her fathers. Because they're Puritans, God only knows how they worshipped. That they too had to run from the Salem witch trials that was taking place. Maine was part of Massachusetts in the beginning before it was annexed as its own state. So that's why it's one of the 13 colonies. And yet it's 250 miles apart. It's because of the the little horn. It's because of the little horn. And we should meet the Lord halfway in the air, where I'm fixed. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Aquarius rising. That those that have met me halfway walk away feeling as if they've been touched by it. Even today, I did numerology's readings for the nursing staff, and they accepted it wholly. They were like, "This is incredible. It's an incredible gift because you were describing my childhood, and you said exactly when I graduated from college and changed my career, and you said this and you said that." And they heard it. I heard it. I spoke it. And now where did it come from? Well, it was built within them to be that way. I just read the vibration and the frequency and translate it the best I can based on the person that's in front of me as a presentation, of course, for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, yes. And I like to share, and I think that vlogging the way I have been is a very productive thing, but it is cruel in my thoughts, and that's my father. I know, don't call any man your father, but he's not a man. It was my dad. Isn't that something? It's so simple that if we live a good life and live a long enough life, that we reach that point where we can make such conclusions about the experience itself. So I want to humble myself on video because they are watching. My brother Rob verified that. And I said cruel things about Rick's wife that I didn't mean to say, even though I felt that from her. Why? I never did anything wrong to her. Yeah, it's from her family that she would behave the way she does. People I don't know. And I stand as a racist. I stand as a racist because my father was a racist. Don't name your father. He's not a man. He's an incubus born of a succubus. And it's only because he's a child of incest. And he's the secret they were hiding. And yeah, I talk about Jeff's secrets. And I asked him tonight, do you watch my videos? And he goes, no, you told me not to. I said, well, you will one day watch them. And you're going to hear the cruelest things. But you have to discern the truth based on what I knew to be true and what took place. What I prevented from happening several times, for which I say he should be in jail. So he wasted and whittled my life away for his own needy pleasure, which is very selfish. But he would be. A January child is a selfish child. But worse is the October child, which is the daydreamer, day tripper, that would use that patch as a pirate to steal. That's what happened. My parents didn't have money. Probably by the time they fixed that house and sold it, everybody came out 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And the truth is that I am the son of perdition, as I am what? What am I? A portion to the angelic host? Well, I would have to meet him halfway and be translated by him, which I should hope to expect. Now that I've come to the place where I can knock on the door and he does know me and I'm seeking help, seeking his help personally in belief because he would have raised from the dead. And I think he has. And I speak about the anointed cherubim that comes down as the dragon, who is poised to consume the child. Why? Because it's not what you eat that you become. It's what eats you. But the secret to the matter is the child was blue. The child was stillborn. The child is dead. Held within me as the child. So, who rebukes the devil? The son of perdition. Yeah, because I know the secret. I know his secret. Isn't that incredible? So, I don't want to make a long video. It's 20 minutes. I guess I could show you the view from this point. I'm looking at a dresser clock and two scones on the wall. There's one there and there's one there. Dresser sits about right here. Big screen TV. But I'm not going to turn that thing on. I'd rather watch YouTube videos because there's a narrative through that TV set. And if you watch any of those commercials, it's built within to trigger you. Someone mentioned that the media did the same thing to Ronald Reagan, and he only missed out. Walter Mondale refused to go to the dinner party and be chastised or joked about, and he only took one state, Wisconsin or something, and it was a landslide. And yet the media would have you convinced that he had a big red button and he was going to destroy the world, which was not true. He was going to put us to war, which was not true. It's the same thing they're doing to Trump. It's their narrative. And Kamala is certainly, how long my hair's going, let's lay down. Kamala is certainly um, the Jezebel spirit, and she's hell bent on destroying. And now look at all those burnt ballots in Oregon and Washington State. And they can't even count them all. And then there's all this theft, and they finally had an arrest on a postman who was trying to destroy mail-in ballots. And I'm going to have to vote absentee. Oh, and one person tried to set fire to the actual drop-off box with the city so that it goes directly in their hands. You can't trust these people. They're so desperate to destroy and blame, like Whoopi Goldberg, who needs to be run out of town. And Joyce, whatever her name, needs to be run out of town. Because all these people loved Trump when he was the apprentice to the whatever. But the minute he won politics, oh, no, 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 you're not playing our game. So sad. Sickness is what the media does. It creates a sickness. And when you start to believe the narrative and the fear sets in, it becomes a disease. And that's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens. So, 22 minutes, that's long enough to post a video. It'll be a short video. You see there's another mouse there deep within. I can see the dimple of it on this side and this side. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of anchoring of bad things happening, but I think this skilled nursing facility is top notch. Now, it would be about $500 a day to stay if Medicaid ain't going to pay. But with Trump, it's going to pay, and they'll take care of their own. And of course, there's still the Veterans Administration, which they would have pushed me towards if anyone had discovered that I was a veteran, which I really don't consider myself a veteran because I only spent 2 years before they kicked me out for being homosexual. But I do have a DD Form 214 that proves that I did my time. As far as benefits, I mean, maybe burial benefits. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they just say you got to choose, and this is your payment. But with the SSI, I can choose ashes to ashes. Poof, you become God. Dust to dust. You humble yourself before God as dust in the to meet Him halfway in the air. Yeah, I like that idea. So have a blessed night, and I'm glad I'm here. I feel so much more comfortable. It's not a hospital. I don't have to scan every little item. They will watch my urine intake, my urine output, or fluid intake, urine output, my bowel movements. They'll send blood work in. They're going to draw blood. They want to see valves. They want to take care of me, and it's professional. I get to meet the doctor probably tomorrow, and I repeat myself a lot. I know I do. This is neurological, as it would be um, part of the nervous system that will eventually run up the spine into the brain. and I won't be with you all anymore. I'll be prepared. I always believe I'm prepared. But I am the son of perdition, meant to be, so that I can speak to the dragon in his terms. My eyebrows are getting so thick. Look at how weird they are. They're really thick. Yeah, I've never seen them so thick before. Of course, I've never seen hair like this except for on my dad's father. The man that got probably drunk and had a little fun with his sister. He had this hair. So, I don't know, it's very strange. And it came through. And yeah, we believe in him. We believe in the Lord's in the grave. And he will. He will be in the grave. As one day is 1,000 years, we're too soon as it is too late. Now there's a machine that's making oxygen. So you feel sounds like an air conditioning running in the background. Usually these kind of cameras are set up so that they don't take that buffer noise. Like when you see me go, I actually coughed, but it won't take the sharpness in the video. Just looks like it coughed nothing. It's very interesting. But through that window is a courtyard full of flowers and plants, and it has a sprinkler system. And I imagine that one window doesn't face the same as the other, so it gives privacy. And I'm still not oriented as to where the mountains are, but they swear they're that way. And so I don't know about that. How I came in directionally, didn't catch it. I'd have to go outside and see. And maybe they have a wheelchair that can take me outside for a little bit and walk me around. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I'll be itchy tonight. I have to be careful. I should have asked for Jeff to bring me my nail clippers so I could take those down. And then as the fangs start growing, we can start filing those fangs off. So I can stop biting my lip. It's like having a lisp. Yeah. What other news is there? Well, I guess my ballot doesn't count, does it? So anyways, take care. Have a wonderful night. I think I'll just be up watching videos or fall asleep. I'm a little exhausted. Blood loss is an exhausting thing. And it got to the point where I just had to lay back and just take the drain because it was just that terrible. And I don't know why they wanted to stretch it out to the very last minute. Look, even my ears are starting to point. Yeah, like a little elf. Everything's changing in my body, but it will be to the end. And I don't want to. Look how white I've become. Yeah, that my tattoo glows like that. You ever seen anything like it? Two serpents as brothers come together again. The bright and the morning star. Yeah, how wonderful. Yeah, it is wonderful. I'm itching, itching, itching. It's the Afrin. I'm allergic to it, but it stops bleeding. I cut myself shaving right there. Just a little nick. And all it took was a little Afrin and put it in there. It just quit. See, that's where I take it directly. And yeah, it's like a Benadryl, I imagine, steroid. And yeah, it closes up the bleeding right away. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. How did you, how did I not be shared that? Why not? Why didn't you save me all day? You already got me transfused. You got your plasma or your platelets, so I can go home. Hospice, and hospice is usually in, but it's too dangerous to put that burden on Jeff. He becomes too, he becomes too selfish and he becomes very mean. And he apologized tonight. And I said, honey, I've said worse things about you. And you're going to discover that. And it's going to hurt your feelings. But now's your opportunity to find that love of your life within reason and travel the world in your RV. Yeah, as you see that the safety net is back in place with Donald Trump. Because that man can pull you through as a country not to be playing games with the old USA. Yeah, because that's what's happening with Biden. We're a lame duck, and you could shoot each other in any moment. Now, I know lame duck has a lot to do with the presentation, but still, it's as true as can be. So, have a great night. 30 minutes, that's good. And just so as long as you know that I'm safe for the moment. And my brother Rob, he was telling me about my dad, but he didn't come see him. No, he didn't drop what he was going to do. But one day he might visit my brother Rick, and I should hope it's within time that they can come see me. But it's not about me or Jeffrey. It would be about reconciling the family before it's too late and become a family again in the capacity of family. Because the family dynamic downstairs here on Earth is a reflection of the family, that unit that exists up there. And Trump has kept his family together, even though he's gone through divorce and picked up another beautiful wife. He's kept his children together, he's kept his family together, and his sanity. And he's only going to run for one term. He's going to straighten this matter out, and it's going to last for 1,000 years. The heavenly host will make sure of that, and without a doubt. So, glorious is the kingdom, truly. All right. God bless you all. Talk to you later.